morning we're on our way over to pick up a concrete storm cellar. I'm in the old Barco log loader. We're heading down the road with it. Going over to my friend's house. We're buying it from him. It's a 6x8 concrete cellar. Sorry about the video being all shaky, but we are in the truck. Hey, look. That's what she looks like. That's the view you got from the driver's seat of this old loader, Barco. You just gotta look around the gravel. But she runs good. So we'll get back with you and we'll show you how we're gonna get this thing up out of the ground, and then we're gonna get it over to our place. Alright, you have a good one.
I'm gonna go find a little fish. I'm gonna go find a little fish all by myself. Okay?
Okay. There's water there.
Oh yeah.
She ain't go swimming.
No.
I had to leave that part in there, and my grandbaby's seen the water that's around that storm cellar that's in the hole where we dug it out. And she wants to go fishing. You know, she's looking for fish. So my niece there, she was playing with her. She was telling her she was going to throw her in the water. But my grandbaby, she's always with us. She loves to work with us. You know, we have a good time with her. She is something else. Here you'll see Aubrey operating the skid steer. That's his skid steer. He brought an old gate around there so we can put it down so we can stand on it. That hole there is still another 1.5 or 2 foot deep where the water is, and he's going to go now and grab some boards so we can kind of put some cribbing around it so we can put our straps around the tank and won't be in the water. Here you'll see we start to lay out all the straps that he has. He has some big long straps that we will wrap around the base of the bottom half of that storm cellar and choke it. We'll have 2 of them. You'll see how we run them in between each other, and then we'll tie them together with another strap on the top and pick it up, or at least try to pick it up. As you can see here, the Barco loader has met its match. That's a pretty stout loader, but that's a pretty heavy tank there. That thing was way heavier than we thought it was going to be. So we have a hard time trying to get that thing picked up out the hole. But we finally get it wiggled around there, and we finally get it out of the hole. But you'll see that Aubrey will have to get on his skid steer, and he'll have to give me a hand to get it picked up. And we actually really had planned that I was just going to pluck that thing up out that hole and stick it over there on that other truck to the right of my loader. I drove that International out there, flatbed, so I could just stick that on it and take it home and put it in the ground. But it didn't work out that way. So luckily Aubrey had his gooseneck trailer over there on the left side set up there. So we got to get it up on it. But you can see here we're having a little hard time struggling with it. But we'll get her. And as you can tell, it takes both of us to get that thing picked up. I had to do a little teamwork with her, and we get her loaded up finally. Well, as we was pulling in off the road right there, the dovetail kind of got us a little hung up. We had such a hard time with that storm cellar. We couldn't really get it up no farther without tearing anything up, so we just left it sitting on over the axle. So with that low dovetail, it hung us up. So ain't no fear. We got the John Deere to pull us out. Ain't no problem when you got a John Deere cable skidder. And of course, once we dropped off our storm cellar, I had to go down to my dad's, and we finished mowing the pasture down there, and I cut down some dead trees that was giving us problems. I'm actually going to saw them up on the sawmill, and we didn't get home till dark. So, when a man loans you a piece of equipment to dig the hole, you dig the hole when you get the chance. So we started digging the hole that night, and it took me about an hour to get that hole dug. I think we got done, it was about 10:30 that night, and got in bed a little after 11:30, and the next morning we was up bright and early to get the storm cellar in the ground. You only got so much time in the day, so you got to get it done. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of digging here. I mean, you can tell I'm going out farther to make a slope as I get down deeper, because I need the hole about 6 foot deep, and I end up making it 2 buckets width. So that bucket's 7 foot wide, so we end up making a hole that's 14 foot wide and 6 foot deep. And I don't know, we're about 20 foot back when we finally end up getting to the end of the ramp. So you ramp down and get to the bottom of the hole and get it good and straight. So we'll fast forward it through here so you can see it, and we'll go on to the end. Okay, here we set up our water level, and that board I'm holding, I got a material measuring tape taped to the board, and then I taped my water level to it. I got my water level sitting over there on the right side. You can see that little white bucket at the edge of the screen, about in the middle of the screen on that right side. And what I did, I just go down there, and that water bubble will go up, and I'll call off a number. Like that first front corner was like 18 inches, and I did 6 points, of each corner, and then in the middle of the corners, middle of the sides, and we called off the points, and then we got all our measurements down to see what we needed, and then I'll go back on the skid steer and kind of level it up. I wasn't off much; it was maybe about an inch. It's pretty good to do it all in the dark, but we got it all good and leveled, and we'll start putting the tank in here shortly. All right, here we're going to get off and we're going to re-level the check the level of the bottom. He'll give me my water level, and he'll get a tablet, and I'll call out the numbers, and he'll write them down, and we'll kind of see what the measurements are, you know, how level it is. You can give yourself a little leadway. I mean, it ain't got to be exactly perfect. That tank's so heavy, when you set it down, it pretty well is going to, if it's a little high in one spot, it's going to crush it down. It'll get it level. And it ends up being completely level when we're done with it. But we did have all of our measurements within a ½ inch of itself. Right here, I start preparing the ground over there. I got a little washouts in my pasture where I've skidded some logs in the past, and I got to level that all out because I'm going to bring my truck and that trailer around the house and come back down where you see me spreading, leveling it, getting ready to set it up for where we're going to pull it off the trailer. And you can see there I'm getting in the passenger side of the truck because the driver door broke on me that morning, and you couldn't open it from the inside or the outside, and I done got too old and big to climb through the window, so, you know, get in the passenger side and scoot over. And you know what happens when your loader is too small to pick up your load? You ask a friend to borrow a bigger loader. And of course, this is one of Arbery's loaders, and it's a big one. And I went and picked it up, and we're backing it in there to, you know, to use it to pick that tank up. Even with the size of that loader there, it would still struggle to pick that shelter up. You can see there I'm picking it up off the trailer. I'm going to set it over. We never would have figured that shelter would be that heavy. That is a chunk. It is something else. And as I'm getting ready to drop it in the hole there, I realize that my loader's just a little bit far back. I don't want to stress the boom, you know, reaching out that far with that much weight. So what I'm doing is just trying to get it over there to a good spot to where I can set it. I'm going to go ahead and drop, regroup, back my truck up a little bit to back that loader up closer to the hole so I can get a better grip on it. Here we're going to check the level of the tank and the measurement off the edge of the house. And I mean, I know from the camera it looks like it's not level, but that's just really the way the ground is sloped down, and it's pretty level. It's right on. In here, I'm going to go ahead and put the loader back up and move it out of the way. And Matthew and Mike is down there getting all the straps off of it. We're finna start filling the hole in. And as I start filling in the hole with all the dirt, I use my bucket to press it down in there and pack it in. And as I go along later on in it, you'll see I'll pack it in real good, and I'll run it over a lot, and I'll get a bucket full of dirt, and just track it back and forth over the top of it to pack it down. So everything around it's packed real good. And on the places that I couldn't get the skid steer to, Mike and Matthew, they got some 2x2 post, square post, and they packed it all down by hand. As you can see, we pretty well got all the dirt around the storm cellar, and I took that a chance to get some of that dirt over there by my sawmill shed. I had a washout before we got the roof up there that had a hole back there washed out that went down to the edge of the pasture, so I figure what better times to put some good red dirt in it, get it packed down real good. And there's some places you just can't get with the equipment. There's not enough room in there, so it's time to break out the shovels. And we'll get the dirt moved over by the cellar, and we'll get her all packed in there. It finished out real good. And here's the finished product. You know, we went out on a Saturday and we pulled it out of the ground and got it home, and Saturday night we dug the hole, and Sunday we put it back in the ground. So you can see we got our dirt sloped up there pretty good, so our drainage ought to be good. Later on I am going to put a concrete pad in front of it. Now that meter loop that you see there will be gone. It's temporary. The meter loop to the house will be at the very end of the house, and we will have a porch from one end of the house to the other. So there's going to be a porch all the way out to that storm cellar, so you can come right off the back porch and go straight into it. And again, I just want to thank everybody that was out there, all my family and friends, and a special thanks to Aubrey and Sheena Sturrock. They the ones that actually we got that house from. And we got that storm cellar. We bought it from them, and I've worked for them for a good long time. They're really good people. They really help us out. And that cellar there, you know, I'm glad we got it, because you never know about them storms. That's one of them things that you might not never need until you do, and you're glad you got it when you need it. So I like to thank everybody for coming and watching. If you would, like and subscribe. We really appreciate your time. Y'all have a good day.